Innovation in exponential times. What is it and how can it be achieved? Joining me here in the Jugoscope Studios in Geneva to discuss is Luigi Matrone, CEO and founder of eBusiness Institute. So Luigi, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
So tell me, how can companies, before we look at how companies can innovate in the future, first of all, what is the meaning of exponential times?
Today we live in a global world, and technology is enabling a very fast growth, which we call exponential growth. Think about what happens in China, Japan, what happened actually just last week in these countries, and how fast this impacts the global markets, stock price, news, trends. This is the world where nothing can happen in one place and not travel to another one. So exponential is fostered by technologies and goes viral, goes global very fast. To give an idea of what this means, I can compare linear growth versus exponential growth. A linear growth is very simple to understand. If I do 30 linear steps, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I end up 30 steps away from where I started. But if I do exponential steps, 30 exponential steps, I will go 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. Do you know how far will I go after 30 steps? Many people will not know. I will go billions of steps away. And that's the representation of what exponential growth brought by technology is really today. It's hard to predict, it's hard to understand, but it drives the future of companies. So if you think about Kodak, for example, back in the days, the management of Kodak didn't see digital cameras becoming exponential technologies. What happened? They went out of business. And this is happening very often today with more and more companies really across industries. So companies have to be mindful of what exponential growth means for them.
So tell me, how can organizations get prepared for such fast technology growth?
Well, the thing is, in exponential times, you really need exponential organizations. And exponential is truly a mindset rather than a tools of skills or instruments. The mindset is what drives an organization to move from a scarcity of resources that you find into linear organizations to the abundance of resources that exponential organizations will leverage. The example also here is very simple. Think of companies like Uber or Airbnb and how fast they disrupted traditional industries, transportation for Uber or hotels, travels for Airbnb. They managed to leverage the abundance of existing resources and turn a business very fast with incredible evaluations. So how companies can do something similar or at least innovate along the exponential trajectory. At the eBusiness Institute, we work with our clients in a 3-step process. The first one is truly start from the top of the management to open their mind and shift the organization to think exponentially. This goes in the format of trainings, inspirational sessions, but also reverse mentoring to the management that wants to enter into technology. The second step is a science fiction storytelling approach. Like science fiction writers do, you imagine the future 20 years out, and you try to understand for your industry what's going to be the impact. And so this creates a new vision for the company that you revert back into the organization, and then you start planning slowly towards it. And the third step is the enabler, innovation at the edge of the company. A company doesn't want to disrupt its core business because it will be dramatic for the short-term objectives, obviously, but you can innovate at the side of the company, identifying the innovators that are already existing across your employees that have the mindset to innovate, and they will go for innovative projects that later on will turn into business opportunities.
Great. So do you see specific impacts in the financial sector that our audiences should be aware of?
Absolutely. The truth is no sector is immune from exponential growth, and all companies should think in an exponential mindset. The financial tech, the fintech world is today disrupted by a number of startups that in the US is superior to the number of banks existing nowadays already. And they are operating across sectors. Think mobile payment, credit, loans, debit cards, micropayments, and more. So the opportunity for the financial sector, for banks and financial institutions, is to work with these companies to understand what they are developing, to embrace the exponential mindset, and to leverage the opportunity to collaborate at first, eventually to purchase some of these startups, some of these companies, integrate them from the edge into the business model, and develop new revenue streams, remaining competitive for the future. So the invitation is for the management of any financial institution to open their mind and open their company to newcomers with a very positive mindset towards what the future is going to offer us.
And it's a very exciting time to find out what's going on. Well, thank you so much for sharing your insight with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching. For all the latest Dukascopy updates, do keep clicking back. Goodbye for now.